Hey, Hickok 45 here. No, I'm not becoming a target. I didn't change my role here. But I'm sitting over here on the range with my friends. You know, they're not too friendly because I don't treat them well, do I? We wanted to show you the steel and some of the hits on the steel. I get a lot of questions about it and what kind of steel we use and what do the bullets do to the steel. Well, this is the hardened plate. You know, this is the rifle plate I have hanging up there amongst the tires. We brought it down here. And this is, I guess it's A500 steel. Might be 550. But this is hardened steel. And you can see it does withstand 223, 556, 308, 762 by 39. We shoot this with everything. And what you're looking at is the worst it gets. Okay? I'm actually shooting at it a little bit closer than you're supposed to. They recommend 100, 150 yards and all that. So it would do maybe less damage out of 200 yards or 150 even. I'm not worried about it. As long as it's safe, if I have to replace it every 2 years, so be it. It's worth it to have it where I want it. But those are the size craters you get. That's the worst. Now to compare that, let me show you what happens. This is one of our turkeys made out of regular steel. This hit looks like an eyeball there. Is from a 223. Many years ago, a friend of mine was out with a fully automatic Mini 14, believe it or not, and sprayed over here, and that old guy got hit in the eye, or he got an eye created, depending on how you look at it, but it almost went through. Almost went through. So y'all are familiar with that too. You've seen some steel eating videos we've done and different things. And then of course this is carried over here for a prop. This is a ram made out of just regular steel that I had out at 230 yards. We used to shoot at with just everything. And that's another philosophy. Depends on how you look at it. You can buy steel like this that will withstand just about anything, and it's easier to find these days. Back when I started doing this, you know, 25, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, but at this range, 25 years ago, I don't know, maybe this stuff was available, but I couldn't find any armor plate, you know, and discs and things like this, you know. The internet wasn't even around, right? So what I would do, I would just take a ram like this, and or a buffalo, and I would just call it my sacrificial lamb or ram, and put him out there. We'd shoot him with everything. Just make sure we didn't shoot at him from too close. And you know, and if he lasted a couple of years, which they did, or longer, see how they end up being bent. You know, so be it. You could hear when you hit it. It was pretty cool. And man, that has hits from everything. You name it, it's hit it. So just wanted to give you an idea of what these different rounds do. Now you can see on these targets, now we don't shoot these or it'll look like that and it'd be damaged and it'd be destroyed. So these have lasted 25 years or more because we don't do that to them. Just an occasional random mistake there. This one's a good example. I think you can see maybe there are craters, little craters here and there. You know, and who knows. I think even a hard cast 44 might sometimes, if it's a hot one, make a little beady crater. You know, maybe even a 9mm. I don't really know, but you get little bits of you know, of cratering and just regular steel, but still nothing too dangerous. Now, ideally, you wouldn't even want this amount of cratering up close if you're shooting like back on over there where we shoot close you know, distances. Because you want things as flat as they possibly can be. But for out here at you know, 60 yards and 70 and 80 yards, it's, you know, we're not going to get anything back because there's a little bit of a crater there like that. So we got probably a slug hit, I would say, right there, and you know, maybe a 45-70 hit or two, which I try not to shoot them too much with. That's probably a 45-70 hit there. So that's kind of what happens when the lead hits the steel. Okay, just regular steel. Unless it's armor plate. Now if these guys were made out of A500 or AR500, whatever it's called, you know, you wouldn't see any hits on them at all. Nothing to tell, because we just shoot at these guys with pistol bullets. This is a pistol range first and foremost. So just wanted to give you an idea of what the targets look like and what they're hitting. Let me walk over here. John doesn't going to do this, but now this buffalo, for example, it is out of, I think, A500, AR500 steel. It's also a hard one, I forget that, because these are used in cowboy action shooting. It's been painted a lot of times, And these little dents you see, I think, are actually in the paint. Now that one has withstood a lot because we just shoot at him with pistols or rifles that shoot cast bullets, basically 45-70, that sort of thing. So if you get hardened steel, it's not cheap, but it just lasts forever. Lasts forever unless you just make it your mission to destroy it. So I do get a lot of questions about these and what certain bullets do to it, and why I don't shoot certain targets with high-powered rifles, and that kind of thing. So just thought I'd bring you over to the range here and let you kind of look at this. We've got a couple of range tour videos. I think we got range tour 1, range tour 2, maybe even a range tour 3. And of course the range has evolved over the years and months, so we may do another range tour at some point. But mainly I wanted to give you a good close look at the targets, and for many of you are setting up your own targets and your ranges. Kind of gives you an idea what you want to think about maybe. Life is good.